and it started 2 years ago. And I think that was a big thing because they knew that this contract was going to end up, going to have to be renewed, and Elias Pettersson was going to need to be re-signed here in Vancouver. So it took them 2 years to convince him that they did a good enough job for him to put pen to paper for another 8 years and to see the vision. Now, the vision from the ownership to Jim Rutherford, to Patrick Alvin, to the coaching staff, to the medical staff, to the athletic staff, to everything. I really do believe now, just looking at that and listening to people, and even from talking to some people during the press conference as well, while PD was talking, that this was a 2-year project to make sure that Elias Pettersson got exactly what he wanted and is now willing to be here for the foreseeable future. Now the real work starts. He says he wants to bring a cup, win in the short term, bring a cup to Vancouver the long term. Now is where more of the grinding needs to go if you're the Canucks management, right? You got JT Miller done, you got Elias Pettersson done, Philip Bronek, obviously, probably we'll see what happens there. But in the short term, you're still in the top 5 teams in the NHL standings. You're leading your division. You've been playing some bad hockey of late. People view you as a Stanley Cup contender. How far can you go this season? I think that's a big question that now remains to be seen surrounding this team.
This gives the Canucks quite a clear picture. And I mean, look, you just look at JT Miller's contract, and, obviously the later years of that contract aren't going to be as favorable, whereas you'd assume the later years of Elias Pettersson's contract are still looking really good, especially with the cap going up and all that sort of stuff. But these next, 3 years, obviously Quinn Hughes has signed at a bargain until the end of the 26-27 season. Like, that feels like the Canucks competitive window. Like, it feels like they've got what they need now to build around these 3 core pieces that they have. Obviously, they've got Thatcher Demko signed as well. I'm just looking at it and seeing that, okay, like Elias Pettersson, kind of alluded to it that, he's here to compete. And, you kind of pointed out, he joked about it a little bit, that's why he took a little bit less on the contract. But you think about it, like, they should be able to ice a pretty solid team around him with what he's taken on this contract.
Well, absolutely. And especially with the way the cap's going up, right? Quinn Hughes is a free agent. He's going to walk to free agency in 3 years. Jeff Patterson tweeted that Quinn Hughes was in the room during the press conference. So, I've said before, since the very beginning, when these two came in their rookie season, this team is going to go as far as 40 and 43 take them. Now, they have 40 here for a very long time, 43 for the next 3 years, and he's probably going to sign an extension here as well. Obviously, remember, a captain of the Vancouver Canucks. Now, those two align. Now, let's see what happens with the rest of them. And then that goes into guys like Thatcher Demko, guys like Brock Besser, different guys that are coming up. You look at the prospect pool. I mean, obviously, David, you can talk to that a little bit more than I can about guys that are coming up with Villander and Lecker-Mackey, and obviously all the other players that they're going to have coming into this lineup. It's positive vibes. You're a vibes guy. It's positive vibes right now for the Canucks. There wasn't so much this year when you looked at it because you didn't really know what Elias Pettersson was going to do, or really didn't know, but now you know. And I think now you know, like, for this team, the real work starts now.
The real work does start now. And look, the trade deadline is this Friday, and I just keep racking my brain trying to figure out what this team's going to do. If they're going to go out and get someone that's going to be here beyond just this season. I'm really curious if they're going for depth, or if they're going to go for a top 6 guy, or if they're going to go for both, right? I think they're going to make a move to kind of bolster the blue line a little bit. I think that's become clear that they need to do that. We might see Carson Soucy back in this lineup soon, but I am very curious to see what this team does as they gear up for what they hope is going to be a lengthy playoff push. And really, if they can get out of this rut that they've been in right now, and look, hopefully Elias Pettersson, individually can improve a little bit now that he's kind of got this off his plate, and he's, the vibes are good. The vibes are good for Elias Pettersson. The vibes should be good for this team right now. We'll see if they can do this, kind of turn this around quickly and get back on track here. This was a comment I wanted to read. Elias Pettersson pointed out a few times that he's human in that, and I tweeted out, it ended an age-old question if he was an alien or not. And I just want to say that sounds like something an alien trying to convince everybody that he's human would say. So I just thought that was hilarious, and Nar pointed that out as well, that PD a couple times pointed out that he is indeed human. Okay, no, I'm gonna ask you this question, Irf. This is from Nar in the YouTube live chat. He said, if you could cherry pick a winger off any team in the league to play with PD, who would it be? I'm gonna go, if I can cherry pick anybody, obviously, you've got Leon Draisaitl, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go Zach Hyman. Like, I think Zach Hyman on PD's wing would do damage. Like, I think that would be arguably the best winger for PD in the league.
If Zach Hyman didn't have as many goals as he did this season playing with who he's playing with, would you say that?
Probably not, but he does. That's a fact. He has that many
Yeah.
goals playing with him.
Look, I think that it's tough, right? Because you look at it around the National Hockey League and you go, okay, fine. Then my answer is Leon Draisaitl. You move him away from center and you put him at the wing. Like, you can do that, or you can, I've seen other players that are superstar level players get moved from center and play to the wing. I think from this point of view, it's Elias Pettersson needs someone that's going to go get the puck, right? He's a guy that, he shoots first, obviously has a great vision. He's got the deception with the puck. He's elite. He's got a ridiculous shot when he wants. So he needs someone to go get the puck. That's why I think he really likes playing with Niels Höglander. As this roster is constructed, he likes playing with Niels Höglander. Höglander's a pit bull. Guys love playing with him on that team. What I think they should do is put Elias Lindholm back together and just let them figure that out. You didn't bring Elias Lindholm here for him to play that third line center. You paid a premium to acquire him. You don't need to be playing him in that third line center role. Archie Bains is now gone. You're going to see, obviously, some lineup changes clearly for tomorrow's game against the Anaheim Ducks with Bains being gone. And we'll see soon if Dakota Joshua is able to come back into lineup. They're going to reunite that third line. So you have to assume that Elias Lindholm will be up there on the wing, if not center, and those two just have to figure it out.
Canucks Conversation is live Monday through Friday, every weekday at 2 p.m. over on the Canucks Army YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and interact in the YouTube live chat every day with us, folks.